Max is on the moans. Hormones? Oh, that's what they call them. Oh, your mother is hip. She knows the lingo. Oh, well, I credit the Cheetos. How could we feed our kids fluorescent food and not expect a little gender confluence? Oh, you have a brother now. No, not a brother. You have a something. Isaac, stay with me. What you think you know, you do not know. There are no longer two genders, no longer simply an X and a Y chromosome, but an alphabet of genders. In these new genders exist new pronouns. Max is no longer a he or a she. You will refer to Max as Z, and you will use the pronoun here, HIR, in place of the pronouns her or him. Max gets very upset if you refer to here as he, she, her, or him. Z also gets upset if you emphasize the Z as if commenting on the pronouns while speaking to here. For example, if you were to say, what is Z doing today? Z will not like that. Z wants you to say Z in here as if this has been part of your regular speaking vocabulary your entire life. Any breach in decorum will cause here to write in her blog about how awful her troglodyte fascist heteronormative mother is. Oh, it's fantastic. Like a year ago, I got a phone call from my mom, and she said that my cousin Barry had cancer. I forget which kind, but like really aggressive. And Barry was 2 years younger than me. I hadn't seen him since I was like 14. We didn't really have a relationship, but I felt so helpless. Like, I didn't know what I was supposed to do in that situation. Like, should I call him or visit him? But then, does this guy who only has a few months left to live really need to hear from somebody who he barely knows who just happens to be his cousin? So, I didn't do anything. And then, like 2 or 3 months later, my mom calls me back. And she says that Barry had died last night. And then she says that Barry had asked about me. Like a day or so before he died, he asked how I was doing. And I really wonder sometimes if I'm not a good person. You know what we talk about, my nurse and me? The weather. We would sympathize over snow in Chicago, sigh over Minnesota. That must be so awful for people, we'd say. Anywhere she's got family, I know about what their days must be because she tells me their weather. I fucking love that bitch. And it's nice. It's sometimes real nice to just think about someone's weather. To feel bad for their snow. To forget that I used to live a different way. To forget what other people gotta do for me now that I can't anymore. Oh, that I did this to myself. We got too many Trumps on each other. Decades of them. I can see why you'd have gone to her. It's nice to talk about other things. The weather. Sometimes. Okay, I'm done now. No more of that talk. New apartment, new life, new body, old nurse. You call me evil? Oh, so let me get this straight. You created a son and proclaimed your supreme love for him. knowing I wouldn't be able to bear it, knowing I would rebel, knowing you would curse me to hell, knowing that that punishment would fortify my resolve to enact evil from now until the end of time. Ooh. I get it. I understand. You made me for evil, so you could be good. Well, thank you very much, dear patriarch. That is a hell of a role to play, but if evil is what you want, well, evil is what you will get. From now until the end of time, I'll enslave groups of people and force them to build pyramids or pick cotton or manufacture license plates. I will inspire your priests to tear children from their lands and abuse them behind closed doors. I will rape women in the streets, abduct toddlers from the park, and fuck them on the internet. I'll plant bombs in the subways, drive vans into crowds, massacre children in schools. And I'll make sure that they all know that every moment of suffering, every act of evil was all because of you. We both know what will happen. Think, imagine. You will go after her, burning, blazing with desire like a jackal, like a forest fire. Oh, the chase, the adventure, oh, the conquering hero. Oh, good for you. Look what you can do. You can astonish a girl with a daddy complex. Well done, you. And now you have her, and it is wonderful, delicious, luscious, uncomplicated for hours and hours and hours, maybe even days, and then what? Play it out to the end, my love. Oh, it's a dead end, unreal, empty. Let ordinary men be run by their fears and their pricks and their desperate attempts to stave off mortality, but not a great artist like you, no. Not an actual man. I know you. I see you. All of you. Look at me. I am here,